Oh boy, there are so many things going on in 2023 in October. There's like only just 1 month left this year, and goddamn, we are just going through so many things, and I feel like some people are gonna actually summon some anime characters from a different dimension with all the insane stuff that's happening right now. But yeah, so like some people asked me stuff about this too, and even that. But yeah, so in Japan currently it's freaking actually wild, and like a lot of dramas are happening. Like 10-20 dramas are happening in 1 second. Instead, it was just like one huge drama like each day, like each month, and it's like just like 10 dramas in 1 month. Boom! And now Japan just packed with a lot of people raging on X, Twitter, or a lot of people raging in the comment section. And then another case is here, a VTuber is getting cancelled because people thought the VTuber was dating somebody, and it's freaking hilarious actually. And so I'm not gonna really put the name here or anything. I'm not gonna say like her name or like his name, because I really don't think they shouldn't get like any attention from like here. It's freaking hilarious and wild actually, but let me talk about it. So would you guys think it's weird for a streamer or a YouTuber, and don't even mention any names here, I'm not gonna really pick any names, because like I really don't think they deserve any of like the negative attention. Don't even say anything. Do you guys think like they deserve to be get cancelled or like get hate for allegedly being friends with a guy? That's the question here. That's one thing. It is really hilarious, and it is really wild. It's like you know how when we were back in elementary school, like when we were in the first grade, it's like, oh my gosh, you hang out with that guy? Did you get in his pants? And you just go like, no. It's basically what's happening, but like we are like older than 20, so it's still like kind of interesting to see it happen here. But that's basically what's kind of like happening around some people and some VTubers and some like celebrities. So basically, as far as I know, what's going on right now is, don't even say any names. So basically, it's like this one VTuber is apparently be friends with like some people and whatever, and like nobody knows like if they are dating like anything. So there's like no truth about it. There's no nothing. But basically what's happening around the VTuber is she allegedly is friends with this one person, and then all the fans and other people just went like, oh! It's like, you know, when an adult person becomes friends with like somebody younger than like 18 years old, and everybody just goes like, oh. But no, it's not even like that. It's freaking, you know, a girl being friends with a guy, and it's just really wholesome, and it's just really cute like that, right? So like everybody out there, including myself, is saying, I mean, that's just amazing. And you know what though? If you check tweets on X or like a so-called Twitter, everybody's like, they are typing on their keyboards so fast, even faster than like some light, or even faster than the flash from the movie. It's crazy. All the tweets are going like, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit, and it's a Japanese thing, and I don't really think the VTuber herself cares about the whole situation. It's just whatever. So like, we shouldn't even care about it. But I saw the news, and like I saw freaking like 20-30 different news articles like out there, and everybody's talking about it in Japan, saying like, oh my gosh, that guy and that girl are dating now, and they even haven't officially said anything. So it's just really hilarious. It's really hilarious. It really feels like, you know, back in school, like when that girl Jennifer apparently just went out with this guy, this popular kid called Jack, and everybody else was like, oh my gosh, did they sleep? Did they fuck? That's basically what's happening. So like, you know, as grown man I am. I don't really. I mean, I wanna say I'm 31, but I'm stupid. I'm not gonna really say like their names because like they literally didn't do anything wrong. Like there's like nothing they did wrong. Like seriously, I saw everything. Actually, they did seriously nothing wrong, and they are getting canceled and they're getting hate, which I think is still really really hilarious. But did they? I mean, you can ask them. Like they are not gonna really say anything about it. That's like again going up to somebody who just like became friends with a girl, and you were asking him like, hey, did you F that girl? And he just goes like, no, I literally just went to karaoke with her. And you still go like, but did you go to a lab hotel though? And you just still go like, how was her pussy, bro? So that's basically what's happening. Yeah, it's 17. It's like freaking some 12 like stuff like that's happening, and I think it's really wild. So I just kind of wanted to share it with you guys here a little bit. Why does it matter? That was my question. That's basically the 80% of the population. Like that's what like 80% of the population in Japan are saying currently, and I just stopped caring about it. I was gonna talk about the whole thing like in this stream, but I was like, whatever, because like I really didn't want to use them for my content. Like I just wanted to bring that up and just talk about like why Japanese people do it, how they see it, and then why it's a thing. But I was like, yeah, I really don't want to be seen as that one person who jumps in dramas and like gains clout, like gains ad revenue from that. I really didn't want to be seen as like that one person, so I was like, never mind, because it's kind of like edgy as well. But yeah, anyways, and there's like another drama going on as well where a girl, I can talk about it a little bit too. So here, it's really hilarious. It's really, really wild, and I don't really know what's even happening here. Do you guys know what Tokai Onya is, by the way? That drama, though, that one is actually crazy. It's even crazier than, like, you figuring out Mario is younger than 30. It's really wild. I was like following the drama, but like it's so far the craziest thing that ever happened in Japan so far. Yeah, like see, this Japanese person's like, he just acted like I just said Voldemort, and he's like that one guy from Harry Potter. He's like, oh, he just froze. He cannot even say anything anymore from here because he just froze. And thank you, Harold VO. Japanese citizens needs to proudly display their flags more on homes and businesses, specifically the Rising Sun flag, which is a beautiful flag. There are a lot of like controversial stuff like around it. I don't know like if you know anything about the history and stuff. It gets radical, so I'm gonna just avoid talking about it. It's a really really sensitive topic. Yeah, some people got cancelled for something around that too. I'm not gonna mention that, but you can Google it. You can Google it and you can figure out some history behind it as to why we don't do it, why it's frowned upon by some people and stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for the donation either way. There are like a lot of more like lores behind it. It's just really wild. But anyways, let me just talk about, so before watching the video itself, I really, really wanted to talk about the Tokai Onya drama a little bit too. So there's like this one group like that's really really that's being just really popular in Japan. They're like Mr. Beast in Japan, but they are just really funny and wholesome. What they do is basically like they sometimes take a poop and they eat it themselves, or they sometimes take a piss and they drink it themselves, or they sometimes run for like 30 minutes full speed and eat some rice bowl and then they threw up later. They are some hardcore people who do like interest and stuff. And let me tell you, so they upload videos recently. Yeah, pardon, I know. They are kind of famous for just doing like a lot of interest and stuff. And so they did a lot of crazy stuff, right? And now they are getting cancelled actually, and they are getting some hate for some nonsense, really. This is really interesting, and I kind of wanted to talk about this as well, but like you guys probably don't know who they are, and I really don't want to be that one person who just goes like, oh my gosh, they're getting hey whoo, and I just like laugh and smile at it from a safe place. I didn't want to do it, so I'm gonna just talk about it only a little bit and just move on to the this one, because this video is like really really interesting and it was really well made. But yeah, so here, well, let me tell you. So this person, I think I talked about them like a little bit too. And yeah, that advertisement is telling me to get a house again. He thinks I'm homeless. That's amazing. Thank you so much, YouTube. I don't know how old you are, but so do you guys know about this guy, by the way? Tetsuya, Chin, thank you so much for the donation. Konnichiwa, thank you so much for the donation. So no, nope, yeah, and yeah, that Japanese person right here, Daiki, yeah, he knows who Tetsuya is, because like this guy is so famous in Japan. But so the thing about it is, this guy is kind of like how do I say, this guy is basically PewDiePie of Japan. Like PewDiePie is kind of famous in any English-speaking countries. If you speak English, you know who PewDiePie is. But if you don't speak English, then you don't know who PewDiePie is. That's basically who this is. So Tetsuya is probably like the most popular, like most well-known person among teenagers, like young people, like even me. Everybody knows who this guy is, and he's famous for a lot of like different stuff as well. But he is most famous for marrying his ideal dream girl who was an idol before. He was a famous simp for this one girl who was an idol. And she was in AKB48. AKB48 was like the biggest idol group ever. And this guy publicly simped for the girl like for a while. He said something like, "Oh my gosh, that girl is cute. I want to marry her." And yeah, a few years later, he married her. So that guy basically just he lives in his freaking ideal like dream. Yeah, that guy. So basically this guy is kind of like you guys, but in your case, everybody, you guys freaking go like, "Oh my gosh, I want to marry that anime girl, bro," and it actually never happens, right? That's basically 99% of the reality, including myself. I say something like, "Oh my gosh, I want to be that," but nothing like actually happens. This guy achieved his dream. He freaking just squashed it himself, and he's now living his dream. But this guy's currently getting cancelled because this guy's best friend, let's call him B, he's not here in this video. B's wife hates this guy so bad, unfortunately. So Tetsuya and B, they are best friends, and B's wife just wants to freaking make him, you know, vanish from this entire world. Like what's happening is basically like, you know, so this guy's Goku and B's like Vegeta, and Vegeta's wife Burma hates Goku basically for some reason in this dimension, right? So like Burma is just trying to do a lot of things to just like make him freaking disappear from this world, like sending, you know, him like Frieza, or like sending him like, you know, some Naruto, or like different characters from like different anime, even Gojo senpai, Levi senpai, like everybody just trying to, you know, just jump on him and like just trying to get him freaking deleted. It's basically what Buruma is doing right now, like has been. So the beef has been going on. And Daryl Smith, sumimasen, gomenasai. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. You don't have to say sorry though. But so what's happening right now is apparently B's wife has been just causing a lot of problems and basically going berserk on Twitter for a while, or like should I say X. And then Goku, Tetsuya, this guy got tired of Buruma, right? And so he's been just saying something like, "Can you just stop being like wild on the internet? Like you really have to watch your attitude and you just have to chill a little bit." And she got more radical. She just decided to expose everything on X. And then this guy's best friend, B, like Vegeta, he got actually mentally broken. Like what happened to him is like he literally just has gone insane. He lost his mind. What's happening right now to Vegeta, this guy who's not here, is he went completely insane. He decided to expose literally everything. What's really funny about the whole situation is Vegeta, this guy B, who's not here, he even freaking put a video of this guy's pee-pee on X. And I was like, wow, that's really wild. This guy, the guy who's not here, he decided to put a video of this guy's pee-pee, right? So X literally became X videos because he did it. Yeah, I know, it makes no sense. A video of like his pee-pee, like literally his like actual pee-pee. It makes no sense, right? This guy like actually just went insane because, you know, his best friend and Vegeta's wife Bruma started fighting, and this beef just got so much like bigger than it should be. And then he just went insane. He lost his mind, and he just exposed like everybody. He started talking shit about like literally everywhere on the internet. It was crazy because this guy B is known for being kind. He's kind of like Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast is kind of chill, like he's really chill and he doesn't really do anything crazy. Think of Mr. Beast like saying something like F-U-C-K PewDiePie, I hate you, and suddenly puts a video of like, you know, PewDiePie's penis. That's what's happening in Japan. So everybody's like, wow, what's happening? Well, like, you know, you were watching like some kid channel where girls and, you know, some like little kids and like little girls and little guys are just playing with like toys and whatever, and Mr. Bid shows up and he freaking flashes his penis. Like, that's basically what this guy's doing. Like, literally, I'm not even exaggerating. So the internet is going crazy. Everybody's like literally talking about this drama, and this guy even said Goku, this guy, and his wife had sex before and stuff, and everybody's like, what the fuck is even happening? So it's like, again, right? It's like, you know, Mr. Beast is basically exposing PewDiePie for having sex with Sniper Wolf, like randomly. It's just that big. Crazy, right? I'm like, what the I just didn't get anything, so I just watched some videos and I'm like, yeah, never mind, because yeah, it's insane. I'm not gonna really talk about it that much, but this is just really insane. I thought like I could just share it with you guys only a little bit, but like I really didn't want to use this for views and for clout and anything. I didn't even put it in the thumbnail. I didn't even put their name like in the title or anything, because I really didn't want to be that person. But if you guys are curious about it, then yeah, you can just search it yourself, and everything is in English. I mean, in Japanese, sorry. So yeah. So I don't know if you guys can like even like catch up to the whole like insane drama, but if you guys can, it's really interesting. And thank you, Heikora. Why so much toxic cancel stuff for internet celeb? I mean, it's kind of like what happens, and it's the best way to like get views and like generate money. From my perspective, that's kind of like what it is, or what I feel like. And the reason why there isn't really like any dramas or like any cancellation going on my channel is because like nobody really cares about me, and I'm not really popular. I'm not famous. So like there's no point of me to get cancelled, like, you know, even get some crazy hate going on and stuff, because like nobody cares about me. In reality, my mom cares about me, but that's really it. So that's basically why you don't really see it around here, but you see it a lot around PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, like this channel, and like other channels and whatever. So anyways, I'm sorry for talking about this. You're a small celebrity, bro. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not famous. I'm not popular. I'm not famous. Everything about me just troll. Like my existence itself is like freaking a joke. So like I accepted it myself. It was hard to just accept the reality of myself, but I know who I am. And thank you, Alan. So Goku got NTR'd by Vegeta. It's not really like that. The lore is a bit deeper than that, and it's really hard to just talk about the whole thing. So, and Jeff, thank you. なんか複雑すぎてちんぷんかんぷんだ. It's just really complicated, so I don't know what's happening. Nobody knows what's happening. I don't even know what's even happening. But the only thing I know is that Goku has a best friend, and the best friend Vegeta has a wife, and Vegeta's wife Bruma and Goku are now having a beef, and Vegeta has gone insane. Vegeta for some reason started talking shit about like every person on the internet, including PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, Sniper Wolf, YouTube's like CEO, his mom, his friends, his wife, which makes no sense at all, but like he started doing it too. And then he like uploaded a video of Goku's pee-pee to Twitter so everybody can see it, and now there's a video of like his penis on this website called X, so now it's X videos again, which I think is like really hilarious. But it's freaking wild. It is really wild. It's insane. How do they know it's a real pee-pee? You can watch the video yourself. I mean, I don't think it's up anymore, but people have been still like, you know, sharing the video everywhere. So Looks like it's scripted. I wanted to think it was scripted as well, but the drama's insane. Seriously, it's insane. It's really insane. And these people have been uploading videos every day, and they haven't done anything for like a week. So it's just like really wild to me. And Logan Led Batch, thank you. You look like Kitaro from Gegege no Kitaro. Thank you so much for telling me that. I don't know if it's a compliment or it's a troll or like it's an insult, but I will just see it as the best compliment ever. Because again, being an anime character on a channel where everybody's a weeb, it's such a compliment. So I feel like I just became the king of this one country, and now everybody just embracing my anime-ness, even though I don't really watch anime. So anyways, let's get back to the video. I'm sorry. YouTuber のビデオスってのが気になる。でもあんまりその俺ね、変な人にね、アテンションあげたくないからどうだろう。What haircut? He looks exactly the same. So the thing about it is like here, I went to this hair salon, but I was actually talking about this too. I just only got it adjusted. Like it's not that I got a haircut or anything. I just didn't like the part how this part was this long and this part was this long. So it's just like only a minor adjustment. It's basically a patch note. You know how in games like they just change some characters only a little bit. It's like their health is now 119 instead of like 121. It's exactly the same thing as that. So like for a lot of like other people out there, it's like whatever, nobody cares. But for me, it's like it's just, you know, a bit more comfortable. Anyways, so let's get back to this video. I'm really sorry for just talking about some like, you know, nonsense stuff and some things that have nothing to do with the, you know, stream itself. But let's just get back to the video here. So you're a VTuber and patched your model. Basically, that's yeah, you said it right. That's basically what happened. Let me drink this Dr. Pepper a little bit.
I asked all of my Japanese friends this question: what is something that's well known in Japan?
What is this thing right here? Sushi used to be massive. Whoa. Is it a glitch?
I asked all of my Japanese friends this question: what is something that's
it's intentional.
Well known in Japan, but not overseas, that you think we should know about?
Let me talk about this too, because I know a lot of like things from my perspective. One thing everybody knows in Japan and nobody knows outside of Japan. So you know, I've been talking about this. You know how in Japan there's this one interesting thing where we pixelate things, so you cannot see the important things in some certain videos and stuff. If you guys know what I'm talking about, that's great. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you could be young, really young for my channel. So like you should just like, you know, put fingers into your like ears like this and you can just forget everything. But so all the pixelation, like it happens in Japan because this is just my theory, and I'm probably wrong, but like my theory, I've been talking about this everywhere. But so the government knows how small our peepees are, and if you look at the data, especially if you Google it, something like peepee size world or something, Japan's like one of the worst countries when it comes down to the peepee size. So my theory is that the government is somehow trying to hide the reality of Japanese peepees. So now everything is pixelated. But no, that's just like, you know, one dumb fake info I just decided to make up to make everybody laugh. But that's one thing I say to everybody. And no, don't believe what I just said. It's a freaking troll statement, but that's what I say when people ask me something like, wait, can you just tell me something like everybody knows in Japan but nobody knows outside of Japan? But I mean, if you see it that way, it kind of does make sense, right? And anyways, thank you so much for the donation. Asta Joy. Sora say this: I'm a mecha kakkoi YouTuber, and I get all the ladies and men, and I kiss all the homies goodnight, and I'm Subarashi Ikemen Unya. Thank you so much for making me say something really cringe. I really appreciate it. Like, I just kind of shaked only a little bit. Like, I just started feeling like some power was like, you know, going through my shoulders, like going like, pew! I cringed a little bit. Thank you so much for that. But either way, I really appreciate all the support and all the nice messages and stuff. And I just kind of like, I became like that one non how do I explain it? Like, you know how there are some YouTubers who are just like so full of themselves and they just say something like, I'm the best YouTuber, bro, and what they do is literally just like freaking drink something and they go like, this is good. That's basically what they do. Or like, watch videos and just stare at the video for like 20 minutes straight. Kind of like my channel. Basically my channel. Thank you so much for making me realize like what I've been doing. So basically my channel. My channel is like the definition of like a freaking shittiness. So what's up everybody? I'm that one guy who does the shittiest thing ever. And let's get back to the video. Sorry.
Let's get started.
外国人に知ってほしい。海外で知られてない日本のもの文化とかある。
Sushi used to be massive. Look at how big it used to be. My god. Apparently it was kind of like fast food. You would just buy one or two from a stall as you walked by and it would be a full meal. Did you know that Japanese taxis have automatic doors?
Oh, by the way, you guys know about this, right? Japanese taxis have like automatic doors. There's like something like interesting about this too. I can talk about it because there was like this one time before when Japanese, yeah, you guys know about, wait, actually let me take a poll because this actually became a huge drama in Japan. So this whole thing is really hilarious. There was a drama based on the like taxis with automatic doors, and you guys are now curious like, hey, how can there be a drama with taxis with automatic doors? Like, how can it happen? Why? Yeah, it sounds impossible. It's like trying to create a drama from Barney the dinosaur, or like just create a drama from a kid that really loves to watch Barney the dinosaur. It sounds impossible, but yeah, it happened and it was really hilarious. If you don't pay the fee, the door won't open. No, it's not like that. So basically how it happened was this. I don't know if I can play it here though, but like all the Japanese people that are watching this stream right now, they probably know what I'm talking about. So there was like this one TV show that was just like all about praising Japan and giving compliments about Japan and going basically like Japan #1, which I don't really think is bad, honestly. I mean, it's good to just go like, oh my gosh, Japan's amazing as Japanese. I don't really think there's like anything wrong with it. But no, they kind of got famous for being really cringy about it. And what they started doing was they hired a lot of, this is like apparently what happened. I could be wrong about this, but this is what I heard from the internet, which is like the worst resource ever to like learn stuff from. But so here, apparently they hired actors and actresses that are foreign, right? And then basically they also decided to prepare a taxi with an automatic door, and they made the actors act like they are so surprised by the automatic door, the taxi that opens automatically. And you know what the reaction was like? They literally went like, oh my gosh, oh dude, wah! They did freaking all crazy stuff. But like, you guys know, you guys are from this world called reality, so you guys know what actually happens when something amazing happens. Your actual reaction was like, cool. Japan's got like high tech and stuff. Let me read the donation later. It's what happens in reality. So it was really wild, and Japanese people instantly figured out like there was like something wrong with it. Because again, even though like Japanese people are kind of like really shy and they're really like monotone when it comes down to their speech and stuff, they figured out that's not how people act. And they all went like, something is weird. So they became like Detective Conan like for basically a month. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like basically they all became like detectives, and they just all went like, so this reaction pattern is really wild. Just because the door opens, would you freaking just suddenly fall down and go like, oh my gosh, Japan #1? Nobody really does that. Like the only people who do that is like weeps when they figure out there's a sequel to Naruto, which is Boruto, but apparently Boruto's cringe. But that's like the closest thing you can think of. So like there were no weeps there. All the people who showed up in the TV show was like non-weeps, so it was like impossible for them to act like that. It's possible for weebs to act like that, you know what I mean? And there were no weebs. There were no people with like anime t-shirts. There were no like VTuber simps or anything. And people still went like, duh! And yeah, so like basically that TV show got some hate saying like, yeah, this is fake, this is fabricated, and like some people even like decided to cancel the show, saying something like you shouldn't like spread lies and like try to control like Japanese people, whatever. And I thought it was really interesting, but that's basically what happened with the taxis. I could be wrong about some info, because like that's what happened like a while ago. And Japanese people, you know what I'm talking about here, right? The taxi incident, like the fabricated TV show. It's just a door. Yeah, so like it was really weird actually. But I don't know if the TV show got canceled or not, but I remember they got some hate. They got a lot of like criticisms, and I remember they got canceled. I don't know. I could be wrong about it. Anyways, they are overreacting. Yeah, so that's kind of like when they first figured out something weird was going on, and they had to just freaking get their magnifiers, and they just went like, I'm looking for some fingerprints. And then they did find some like fingerprints, and they just went like, so they are hired actors and actresses. And yeah, that was still like one of the biggest moments of the TV history in Japan. That was really wild. But let's get back to the video, because like this video is like a lot more important.
It's supposed to touch them, and if you do, the driver
not fingerprints
can get a bit upset with you. If you're wondering why are the doors automatic, I looked it up and here's what I found. It was invented by a company called Toshin Teku in 1959. Originally, taxi drivers were expected to get out of the car and open the door for their customers every time. They found this difficult, in addition to the problems it could cause with traffic coming from behind. Someone at Toshin Tech had the idea, what if we could open the taxi doors from the driver's seat? But it didn't catch on initially. But when the Olympics were announced to be happening in Tokyo in 1964, a lot of companies thought it would be a great way to create a good impression of Japan and give good service to the tourists. The sushi fact and the ones coming up were provided by my friend who is in...
Actually, I wanted to ask you guys something, but are taxis with automatic doors are a thing from where you guys are? Or is it really like a Japanese thing? Because I'm kind of curious, and like I'm not really sure if it's really a thing or not. I've been told it's only a thing in Japan, but again, like if it's a thing in Japan, then like there should be like some countries like who like that have those as well. Like Korea probably, I'm guessing. So and this is like where it's really interesting, right? Yes, Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kong. Okay, so in Asia, maybe. In Hong Kong it's a thing, maybe it's a thing in Korea as well. Are there any Koreans here? I know like there are usually a lot of Koreans on my channel. Wait, Koreans? Are there something like those in Korea? Well, no. Kinda. And this studio is like boobs. Like this is why I like weebs. Like dude, look at this. Look at this like peaceful comment. He's like boobs, but in Japanese. Like we are talking about taxis here, and we are just going like, you know what? Like taxis with automatic doors exist in Japan, and this dude is like, he's just so clueless, and he just decided to type boobs on the internet on his keyboard, and he's like, yeah, that's. I have to send. You know what? This message is gonna probably solve all the mysteries out there. And he's like, boobs. Enter. And he's just smiling, and he's just so proud of himself. He's like, yeah, I said boobs. So I had to just pin his comment here, because like that's just like some next level dedication. I really love Weebs, and I really love him for this. This is just really amazing. Like I legitimately love a lot of like my viewers, like including him, because this energy is like something I admire. I really like it when people just do whatever to like make themselves happy. I really don't like it when people just get mad or like get ragey without any reasons. But I really like it when people just talk about anime, hentai, games, or what boobs. Or like even vag, because they want to do it. It's funny to me, and it's really just, it gives me like this peaceful vibes, and I really love it. So if you guys wanted to do that, do it more. I don't really mind it. I don't know if there are any people who mind it on my channel either. Everybody knows like how to ignore things, but yeah, it's disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to me or like on my channel either way, because I really like this, and I've been saying that like I really like it when we start talking about anime, when we are talking about how to, you know, help my mom and stuff. It's just really amazing. But anyways,
his 30s. He lived in California in his early 20s, and as a result, he's obsessed with Avril Lavigne. Do you know the Japanese food okonomiyaki?
This is a cringe safe space, so like let me tell you, I actually was talking about this with a friend of mine yesterday. So is talking about K-pop cringe? Yes or no, everybody? I want to hear your opinions, everybody, because this conversation is gonna save your lives. And this is something like you've never even like freaking thought of, right? So there are a lot of people saying like yes and no. Yes, so like there are a lot of like different opinions about this. And if I even take a poll here, I feel like 70% of the people here might say yes, it's cringe. But let me tell you, it's not cringe to actually talk about K-pop in general. But if you ask that question in a group, like in a community where everybody likes K-pop, then everybody will be like, yeah, there's like nothing wrong with K-pop. So that's basically what that is. What I'm trying to say here is talking about cringy stuff, talking about anime here is alright. It's just, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like talking about how to do Kamehameha in Dragon Ball, like in the world of like Dragon Ball. You know how in Dragon Ball everybody can do Kamehameha or like this and that and ha? It's just so normal, right? So talking about it itself is like so normal. There's like nothing wrong with it. But if you suddenly move to the world of Family Guy and if you suddenly go like, hey, can you do Kamehameha? Everybody will look at you with like this kind of like face. So what I'm trying to say here is talking about specific things at a right place is 100% fine. And this channel is basically a channel filled with like cringy things and like anime and like weird stuff and like poop and like whatever. So on my channel it's fine. If you guys want to talk about like anime or like games or like your favorite ultimate techniques or like your favorite dreams and whatever, you can do that. As long as like you don't really say any hateful stuff. That's kind of like what I'm against. So if you guys wanted to just talk about like whatever stuff, why not? I think I like, you know, seeing you guys talk about your favorite things. Like this too. Like he's like, you know how we were just talking about the differences between like, you know, what's cringe and what's not cringe, and this guy's like, hi, I'm cringe. He just decided to introduce himself to like us, like randomly. This is some like wild energy he's got, right? And that's why I like him, and that's why I like a lot of you guys, because it's so random and wild. And like, in some occasion, I don't really understand what's even happening because I talk about some food and like some of you guys even like argue about like which is stronger between like Naruto and Goku, and it's just really cute to me. And this guy's freaking screaming sex and I don't know even what's even happening. But yeah, anyways.
Okonomiyaki. It's from the 1500s, created in Kansai. It's generally considered to be a Kansai food, but there is another competitor, generally called Hiroshima Yaki.
And like here too, he's like, I miss Rin, but Rin's actually streaming right now too. So that's like another funny thing about it too. He's like, I miss my mom, and his mom is like right, you know, like his mom is probably like living with him at the same house, and he's still like screaming like, where's my mom? I miss my mom. It's the same thing as that. By the way, Rin-san is like streaming right now, so if you actually miss her, she's there too. I'm just stating that thing because I feel like you probably didn't see her. So also, if you miss your mom as well, you can also talk to your mom too. It's basically yeah, it basically works like that. So
it is made in a completely different way. In Kansai, each piece is thrown together and then cooked, but in Hiroshima, everything is cooked separately and then stacked together at the end. Another major difference is that Hiroshima uses noodles. Anyways, what my friend wants us to know is that if you call the Hiroshima version Hiroshima Yaki in Hiroshima, it's offensive because they just call it Okonomiyaki there, and they call the other way of doing it Osaka Yaki. So let's say,
honestly though, calling something with a wrong name is like offensive like at any places. Let me give you the biggest example of like what it's like. So if I talk about Naruto and if I ever say something like, is Goku strong in Naruto, or like all the Naruto fans will freaking start raging so hard at me. Or even say something like, why do no characters do Rasengan in Attack on Titan? Isn't it like so strong that it kills everybody? All the Attack on Titan fans will get ragey at me saying something like, do you not know like Naruto and Attack on Titans are different? It's kind of like that. So you really have to be careful of like, you know, which community you are in right now and what you are talking about. That's basically how to be safe in any situations. It's the same like with any people, by the way. It's the same like if you were at school. Like if you talk about anime with your like weeb friends, it's fine. But if you suddenly talk about anime stuff with like girls who are into like, you know, Barbie and stuff, yeah, you'll be called a weeb, and you might like even be reported for just watching anime. I feel like it's probably happened before. I like, let me tell you, 100% I can guarantee you, I can tell you that some weebs got reported for being a weeb. I feel like it's a thing, especially in the States, because I feel like people just get reported for whatever reason. ヒロアカのファンってなんで海外で嫌われてるの？嫌われてんのかな？知らなかった。
You're in Kyoto. You're at your friend's house for dinner, and
What?
in Kyoto. You're at your friend. They just call it okonomiyaki there, and they call the other way of doing it osakayaki. So let's say you're in Kyoto. You're at your friend's house for dinner, and they offer you some ochatsuke. It's a very common dish in Japan, green tea over rice. What should you do? Well, you should go home, apparently. When someone offers you ochatsuke in Kyoto, it means it's time for you to go home.
That's some like amazing coded like freaking message they got going on. They have to talk about that using like food to just like let people know like what they're thinking about. Yeah, they are living in the world of anime. Like if that actually happens in Japan, I mean, yeah, anime, Japan's anime, never mind. I've been saying there are huge differences between like anime in Japan, but dude, no, that's the reality of like what Japan's like. Is that true? I don't know. I don't really know if it's true or not because I'm not from there. I don't really think it's a thing. And by the way, let me actually talk about this too. So he's like, no ad block. If you talk about that, you get banned, by the way. Here. YouTube officially has been saying that if you use ad block, that's against their policy. That's against their guidelines. You can get banned for it right now. Yeah, you can get banned for it. So, yeah, you really shouldn't talk about it like on YouTube. No, if you're curious about it, Google it. They officially banned it, started banning me. And like, they've been warning a lot of people with ad block on. Yeah, if you guys didn't know about it? They ban you? No, they haven't banned me because like I never like talked about it. But like saying something like, you know, ad block is amazing, whatever, it's against their policy. And I don't really think any people got banned for it yet, but that's their policy. And the thing about it is YouTube is known for banning some random people and like some random channels because they violated like one rule on YouTube and they got banned for it, right? And I'm guessing it will soon happen sometime in the future. Just because like you're using ad block, you get banned. It's gonna be a thing. So if you didn't know about it, be careful about it. They basically have been saying like, don't use ad block, but instead sub to YouTube Premium if you really wanted to, because ad block is just destroying YouTube and whatever. It's a long story, and I have been trying to catch up to the whole like thing, but I just don't really know. But so YouTube rules doesn't work as laws in Japan. No, I mean you get banned for like some random things as well. Like you get banned just because like you used some copyrighted songs, and you get banned instantly. There are a lot of things like you cannot do on YouTube, and they don't really listen to like your excuses, and they will ban you. That has happened so many times. That's kind of why I've been really trying to be careful about especially copyrighted stuff, including like ad block and stuff. And yeah, ad block is gonna be something like really sensitive sometime in the future. Like ad block is going to be something like Voldemort. Be careful, everybody.
Most Japanese people in their 30s have watched Full House. From Nico Nico's wiki page on Full House. If one were to mention a home comedy drama broadcast on NHK, that's Japan's BBC, the first thing that would come to mind would be Full House. It had a long 8-season run of
Do you guys know about this, by the way? I can actually vouch this, and I can even talk about something really hilarious about this as well. So like Full House is actually a huge show in Japan. Yeah, it is really a huge show in Japan. Well, like it was. Even my mom like saw it a lot of times before. Even I saw it too. You know what though, everybody? Let me tell you something really hilarious. So you, especially weebs out there, who grew up with anime, you grew up watching anime, right? You grew up watching Dragon Ball. You grew up like those anime characters like flying around and going like Rasengan, right? And you also did the same thing like in front of your TV. You just went like Rasengan. Or if you're a girl, you probably watched Sailor Moon and you went like pretty power or whatever, right? Instead, in our case, we watched Full House and we opened the door and we left like Americans. That's cool, brother. That's what we did. And I'm not even like freaking like joking. There are a lot of Japanese people who can do the impression of what Americans sound like when they are dubbed. Like something like, Josh って本当に最低なのよね. That if I do that in front of Japanese people, they will laugh because they know what I'm doing. Like here, Japanese people, like you get it, right? ジョッシュって本当に最低なのよね。この前のプロムで嫌なことされちゃって本当に最低だったわ。もう私なんて. That's like literally what Americans sound like, dubbed, right? Wait, the Japanese people, can you vouch for me? Because I really need your approval here. Which is kind of wild because like that really makes me sound like I'm not even Japanese. Alright, so Sissy Lemon, he's Japanese and he's like Jozu, which means like you're good at it. Yes, I practiced this so many times. So like for you guys, it was just like Rasengan or like, you know, Kamehameha or like Moon Power. For us, or like for me at least, it was like ダメじゃないか、ジェニファー。そんなことをしちゃ。そういうことをすると君の瞳にゴミがついちゃうぞ。なんてな。That's very American, like but dubbed. Like seriously, it's literally what it sounds like. And Full House is basically like one of the like biggest reasons ever why like some of us can't do it. But yeah, I'm just exposing Japan here.
192 episodes and still has a very high approval rating, not only in the US.
本物の声優さんかと思うくらいうまい。一応僕声優で生計立ててます。So here, let me actually pin his comment because I think it's really interesting. So he's like, oh, you are so good at it, and I thought you might be a real voice actor. Let me tell you, a Japanese person out there. 実は僕ですね、声優として生計立ててまして、例えば広告でよく流れてこないですか。最近だとアリーナブレイクアウト1日目初心者の場合みたいな広告とか、あとは俺の戦闘力は7000万だみたいな広告、あれ全部自分です。あれ全部中国の会社と提携してて自分が広告入れてます。あとは戦国不武君なら日本を統一できるかってのも自分でございます。Anyways, let's get back to the video. I'm sorry. I was talking about my voice acting experience.
Country of origin, but also in Japan. The show's popularity in Japan was so great that John Stamos, who plays Jesse, even considered releasing a song in Japan. Despite 9 years of mandatory English education, most Japanese people cannot speak English. This is true. The average Japanese person's English skill is very poor. In a 2019 study of non-English speaking countries, they ranked in 53rd.
Let me kind of talk about something. そう思うとめっちゃ声聞いてる。そうそう、広告の声は大体私でござるよ。あれは。いろんなやつやってて、俺結構声変えたりしてるから。例えば今これだけど、例えばさ、こういう声聞いたことないとか、あとはなんだろう。火炎剣みたいな声とか、あとは、なんだろうね。いっぱいあるよ。But let me talk about something here. So yeah, Japanese people are bad at English, right? Wait, actually, let me ask you guys, are Japanese people bad at English? This is like one question I've been curious about. Like I really have to every single of you guys like out there and make sure like if Japanese people are bad at English or not. And this is like, you know, where I think this is really interesting. You guys are really polite towards Japanese people and you guys just usually go like, oh my gosh, Japanese people are good at this, good at that. Japanese food is amazing. Japanese people are amazing. Everything about Japan's really good. And you guys out there are freaking just saying, yeah, Japanese people are Japanese people are bad at English. And yeah, I think this is quite interesting, but this is true. It's like literally saying something the same as like, yeah, Goku can Kamehameha, right? Goku can fly and he can even be a Super Saiyan, right? It's like the same thing as that. So we are just like stating the obvious and like there's like nothing wrong with like talking about something obvious here. So Japanese people being bad at English is like this well known, but let me tell you something. Japanese people become godlike when they write English. It's freaking wild. Have you guys noticed? something really interesting. So when you see Japanese people speaking English, it's kind of like, I don't speak English. But when you read comments written, like when you read written English comments by Japanese people on YouTube, they even use the word like drastic or like dramatic or even like extraordinary. Like they freaking say some like insane stuff that we've never like even learned until like we were freaking like 8 or like 9 or like even 10. You know what I'm talking about here? They even say the word, extraordinary, well like apparently. They freaking say that. So like it's really wild. They cannot say something like, oh, I got a burger which was made in America 20 years ago. They cannot say that. But they still freaking say something like, when it comes down to like a written English, they say something like, this burger which is quite extraordinary in Japan's standard was made when the queen was still alive back in 1600 or something. Like Japanese people freaking make sentences like that everywhere. Do you guys know why? Can you guys guess like why it's like that? Because that's how the English education in Japan is. And thank you, Ms. MZ Tolman. Even native English speakers are bad at English, but I'm happy when I see Japanese people trying. Thank you so much for the donation. And yeah, I really get happy when Japanese people try as well. And you know what? I get happy when you guys try super hard as well, like trying to speak Japanese and like say something like watashi nihongo dekiru desu. That's really cute. And I know like people like those usually get made fun of on the internet, but it's just really cute. It's really the same as like puppies like freaking trying to go like and just, you know, coming up to me like looking for food. It's just really cute and adorable. I never have like anything against any people who are bad at Japanese or like who are bad at English in Japan. It's just really amazing and cute. It really sometimes feel like I'm watching a show filled with kids just trying to do their best and they're failing. It's just really cute and adorable and wholesome. And this guy is freaking like, this is what I'm talking about here. Like, see, this is why I love weebs. Look at this guy. Like, this guy is probably going to be the like president of like our channel here. He is saying senjutsu rasengan, senjutsu rasengan, senjutsu rasengan. He freaking said rasengan in Japanese, but he spelled it in the most difficult way as possible. And he's like decided to even write it 3 times. I don't know if he just decided to copy and paste it or if he like manually, you know, typed it out or not. But either way, that's some dedication. We were talking about how Japanese English works and how our education is, and he's out there by himself. He's like that one main character fighting like some villains behind like all the people when like people don't even know like what's happening. He's just typing it all out. He's like Rasengan, Rasengan, Rasengan. We are just, you know, being peaceful out here. He's just facing some, you know, difficulty here by himself. I don't know what's even happening. Maybe he actually has to freaking spell that here in order for him to like use Rasengan. But that's amazing, right? You know what I'm talking about? And he's apparently Japanese. But either way, that's why I like a lot of like anime fans out there. That's amazing. Like, this is amazing. This is just what we need in our world more. Like, this is, I really feel like, what like helps the world become more peaceful. Like, seriously, instead of talking about like how what is bad or what is good, we can talk about Rasengan. Like, isn't that the best way to freaking solve like all the arguments and like just solve all the mysteries and stuff? And no, never mind, this guy just lied. He's like, yeah, I lied. Yeah, so this guy's not Japanese. He's a weeb. He just typed Rasengan, and he even said I'm Japanese, and he was apparently lying. Yeah, that's like what weebs do. So never mind. You can be the president of weebs. Actually, you just met all the requirements. Like, do you want to be Japanese? Checked. Do you watch anime? Checked. Do you scream technique names? Checked. You got all the things. You can be the president of like our channel, and you can even be the king of weebs if you wanted to. You have now the qualification. You are now qualified to be the weeb president on my channel if you wanted to. That was amazing. Anyways, let's get back to the video. I'm sorry. Do you have a Japanese passport? Of course.
Why? This is just my opinion, but I think it's because their English education is low quality. This is perhaps
I kind of doubt it, but sure.
the topic for another video another time though. In elementary school, guys who run fast are popular with the girls. Doing some research, this actually seems to be true in Japan.
Wait, is it not a thing outside of Japan? Wait, so I want to actually ask you guys about this. What kind of kids are popular? Like back in the 2nd grade or like the 3rd grade? Anime fans. Dude! Everybody look at this guy! Anime fans are apparently popular at his school. I don't know how old he is now, but like, so my question was like, in the 2nd grade, what kind of like kids were popular? He out there typed this sentence, anime fans. That's like what freaking just makes all the scientists' minds like go crazy. If you were talking about just science and if you were thinking about like how you cause a fire and you just go like, oh, you just have to do Rasengan, and all the scientists just go like, what the fuck? That's what he did here. He just proved anime fans can be popular back in the 2nd grade at his school. I don't know if he was like BSing or not, but either way, from his perspective, that's basically what that was like. That's amazing. But anyways, let me just actually read the comments and make sure what kind of kids were popular back in school. Cool kids, like what kind of cool kids? I think you are getting impressed too much. Dude, as a Japanese person I am, like a lot of things like impress me a lot, especially weebs. Like weebs are really impressive, and you probably wouldn't get this like unless you become Japanese. It's like, you know, how Americans get impressed by like all those Japanese people that speak English really well, and they know about America really well, and they know the song Country Road Take Me Home, and Americans just go like, what the fuck, how do you know the song? And by the way, it's true, if you ask any Japanese people whether they know the song or not, they'll even sing it. They will even sing from the beginning to the end. That song is like so popular in Japan, and Americans get so impressed by it. But that's just, you know, it's just a local thing. And as a Japanese person, yeah, I get impressed by like all the things like weebs tell me. バスケしか考え出せない。かっこいいです。Kid with the biggest gun. But yeah, so okay, so it seems like a lot of different so the reasons could be like a lot different in any country, so like depending on like where you guys are from, huh? Let me tell ya. So like, yeah, back in the 2nd grade, 1st grade, 3rd grade, how to be popular with girls was literally to run faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. If you can run faster than Sonic the Hedgehog, goddamn, you can even marry the cutest girl like ever in Japan. Like if the girl's like 7 years old, 8 years old, you get all the clout. Like even a lot of like freaking girls from different schools like will start talking about you, saying like, oh my gosh, you know that guy, he's so cool because he runs fast. And I'm not even BSing. Like seriously, any Japanese people can relate to this story of like how if you run fast you'll get insanely popular. It's wild. Fast kids are only popular up until the 4th grade. Then new stuff comes in. Yeah, basically.
Here's a pie chart with responses to the question, what made boys popular at your elementary school? The green part is runs fast, and the orange part is funny. This tweet says, for men, elementary school, guys who can run fast get girls. Middle school, bad boys get girls.
Isn't that the same everywhere?
High school, hot or handsome guys get girls.
Isn't that the same everywhere?
University, funny guys get girls.
Isn't that the same everywhere?
And as an adult, guys with money get girls.
Isn't that the same everywhere? But yeah, for elementary school, like it's different. Like, you know, you just run fast and like you get popular. Like that's just really what's different about Japan from like everywhere else. Suddenly, you know, for like middle school, high school, university, it's the same everywhere. Like as you grew up, like you kind of just like learn how to actually be popular with girls. But back in elementary school, like we just didn't even know how to be a badass, how to be handsome, how to be rich, how to be funny. It was all about just like running. Like everybody just freaking just decided to devote their lives to running. They just tried to be Sonic the Hedgehog, and even they freaking read a lot of mangas to run faster. I did that too, by the way, back in school, because I wanted to be that popular kid who runs faster than anybody else, and I failed, and that's kind of why I never was popular back in school. I was like that one freaking nerdy kid who was never popular. He was creepy and gross, and nobody really liked him. That was me.
For women, it says, cute girls get guys in all columns. Tattoos give a strong impression that someone is a criminal.
But you guys know about this, right? Yeah, tattoos, like if you have tattoos, it's like either you're a weeb or yakuza. So
True. In case you aren't aware, in Japan, tattoos are highly correlated with yakuza and crime. If you have tattoos, you're expected to cover them in public. For example, if you had a tattoo on your upper arm and you joined a gym, you'd be expected to cover it up 100% of the time. If at any point your shirt slipped while you were lifting, revealing your tattoo, and someone reported you to management, it's like...
And Kebukai Kimono, thank you. You need to run fast to get elementary schoolers, and you've been added to a list. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. I'm not gonna really mention anything about it, but yeah.
You'd be banned from the gym. Other places that ban tattoos include pools, hot springs, and sometimes tanning salons.
You guys know about it, so I'm not gonna really mention anything about it. That's something I've been saying. If you have a tattoo, you suddenly become a yakuza. So like, you know what's funny about it though? Like, so the funny about it, the funny thing about it is here. Wait, thank you so much for the donation, Halcon. Sub Sora, love your videos. Thank you so much for that. Could you please say Haroi Shibin Sora, Undo Ishiha Begera Dei Nensteifen. Greetings from Germany. Can you guys tell me what that means? I'm really curious, like what I said. Is it something like I want to have penis in my mouth or something? Haroi Shibin Sora, Undo Ishiha Begera Dei Nensteifen. Did I really say that? Wait, did I really say that? Really? If so, that's amazing. I don't really have any problems with that. I mean, that's really amazing. I don't know what I said actually, but like, wait, so really? Whatever. But either way, thank you so much for the donation, Halcon. I really appreciate it. I don't know what I just said in German. I don't really speak it, so I'm kind of curious about it. If I can learn what that is from you, I would really appreciate it to you. But thank you so much for that. And by the way, so this is the funny story about like weebs with tattoos. And yeah, weebs have tattoos too, by the way, if you guys didn't know. I've met some weebs who are into tattoos, like who have like freaking a lot of like tattoos going on, and it's fine, like where they're from. And this one weeb I met back in university, he is Swedish, right? And in Sweden, I heard tattoos are something normal. Like there's like nothing wrong with it. It's like something completely normal, right? So he's from Sweden. He likes anime, so he decided to get tattoos. Like freaking like kind of a lot actually. And you know what happened to him? He came to Japan and he realized that having tattoos basically means that you're a yakuza or you're related to some like gangs or something. So he just that one like wholesome weeb who just watches anime, who's kind of like a smiley kind of person who just smiles like 24/7. He's that one person, but everybody thought he was a yakuza. So he suffered from this gap between his real personality versus his fake personality. So it was really interesting to see like that new character from Marvel being created in real life. He was freaking facing this struggle as a normal person versus this this man with superpowers just because he got tattoos in Japan. He was kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm not weirdo, I'm not a yakuza or anything, but just because I have tattoos, people think I'm a yakuza, or like people think I'm crazy. So yeah, it was really wild seeing him, becoming like that, but I just thought he was a new character from Marvel, so it was really hard, like kind of hilarious in a way, but yeah. And IP, thank you, love your voice and pronunciations, thank you so much for the donation, I really appreciate it, thank you so much for that. That would be weird, yeah, but that can happen a lot, so. But usually though, people know you are not related to yakuza if you're a foreigner. So yeah, it's fine, like you don't have to worry about it if you're like actually worried about it. Nah, don't worry about it. Come to Japan, people will know like you're a foreigner and people will be like, oh, that's a cool tattoo, so.
KFC gets incredibly busy on Christmas. Japanese people have a tradition of eating
You guys know about this too, so I'm not gonna really mention it, but let me tell you something really hilarious. So last year, I was streaming around Christmas, just like walking around like Tokyo or something, just to be dumb, right? Because I'm dumb. I'm like that one person who just like walks around in Tokyo because he has nothing to do, but he gets reported and he somehow gets on the news on the next day as the cringiest guy doing something cringe, so he gets arrested. Basically, I'm that one person, and something close to that actually happened to me last year. But the lore is here. I was walking around and I was kind of like joking with my viewers, saying something like, do you guys know KFC gets really crowded with Japanese people on Christmas because they think KFC is for Christmas? And you guys were like, yeah, that's right, why don't you get KFC and why don't you celebrate Christmas yourself as well? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I went to KFC and there was like literally the longest line ever. That was like even longer than like freaking my pee-pee, like even like 30 times longer, even like actually 1 billion times longer than my pee-pee. I couldn't even measure it, and I just decided to peace out from the place because like that line itself was actually like overwhelming me because it was 1 billion times longer than my pee-pee size. So I had to just stay away from it because like the size of like that, the length of like that line itself was kind of like making me depressed because it just reminded me of like how small and short my pee-pee is. But you know, I'm Japanese, I guess. And thank you, Vuvthara. I once had a military co-worker who was stationed in Okinawa. Somehow he managed to convince an artist to give him a Yakuza-style tattoo before he came back to the United States. Coolest dude I knew. Thank you so much for telling me that. Thank you so much for sharing the story with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the donation as well. And it's like your first super chat as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know if I deserve anything from you, like from even like I don't know if I deserve any super chats or anything for just being cringe on my channel, but I really appreciate it. I will embrace it too. Thank you so much for that. You want a PP as long as the KFC line? Well, it doesn't have to be that long or anything, but as a person who has the shortest and smallest PP out there in the world, I'm not really proud of myself. You know what's funny though? So like in America, there's like this one thing people do, and I didn't really know people do that in the States. But let me tell you like this one interesting story that I experienced in the States. So I was in the States in August. 2 months ago basically, and I wanted to take a piss. I went to the bathroom at a airport, right? And then I was basically taking a piss in a urinal. Which state? I'm not gonna really say what state that was because I don't remember like where I was like taking a piss at. If I remember like which state that was, like exactly like which state I took a piss at, like that would be really amazing, but like I kind of forgot everything. So I was like taking a piss, and this person right next to me, he was freaking tall, right? He tried to freaking just see my pee-pee, like, which kind of happens in Japan as well, but I guess in his case, he kind of got curious if like Asians really have like a small pee-pee or not. So I was like, oh, I see. So that happens. Interesting. But was he the Rock? No, he wasn't. But like I know like I know what he was trying to do from his perspective. Again, like he was like, oh, this Asian guy is small. I'm curious if his pee-pee is small or not. And he kind of just like went like, and he saw it. And then after that, you know what he did? He literally did this. And he disappeared. I don't know what that meant. But I just decided to not even care about it. But I'm kind of 90% sure that means, wow, yours is small. So I was right. That's how I translate it into Japanese in my brain. So I was like, yeah, I guess you wrecked me with your PP size. Like mine is the smallest ever. So I just decided to be proud of like my PP size. It was really wild, and I really think that experience was like really funny too. So I've been kind of talking about that everywhere. He's feeling competitive. Yeah, like that competition, that tournament of like freaking, you know, the biggest, like a person with the biggest PP wins. He won. He wrecked me 1-0. He wrecked me, and he maybe is like trying to just like defeat any other people out there. And yeah, I got wrecked, and yeah, he's now like trying to fight somebody else. Like he's kind of like a Ryu from Street Fighter. He's like trying to fight the strongest person ever. He's now trying to find the biggest PP ever. Like that's what he is doing, instead of like, you know, trying to find the best, like the strongest person ever, like Ryu was doing. Anyways, sounds like a shonen manga. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it was really hilarious. Instead of like fighting, he was looking for the biggest PP, and I was like, interesting. But anyways.
KFC on Christmas. Everyone wants to get their chicken and eat with their family. You might have already known this, but did you know why? According to KFC Japan, it all dates back to 1974 after a KFC Japan sales team member overheard a foreign customer complain about not being able to get turkey and making do with fried chicken for Christmas. There's quite a few different stories about this, but this is what the company claims is the truth. Anyways, it led them to starting an advertising campaign implying that foreigners eat KFC on Christmas, and it worked. But the guy who started it has since come out publicly saying he regrets lying about our traditions.
I'm gonna just like ignore that part because you guys know how it works like in Japan on Christmas, so it's just whatever.
Japanese school starts in April. Japan seems to be the only country in the world like this. According to this article I found, these are the
let me actually talk about this. This is like really interesting. Do you guys know why schools like usually start in April in Japan? Because I know like it usually starts like in September, like August, especially in the States. Do you guys know why about it? If you guys can guess it right, like that means you are weeb level 4 instead of like level 2. You guys are leveling up. So this is a weeb test, everybody. Now you have to pass this weeb test. Guess. Yeah, some of you guys guessed it right. Yeah, one person guessed it right. And yeah, you are Japanese. It doesn't count. Like that's a Japanese name. You don't count. Can you guess? Dude, look at this guy. He's like Sharingan. That's amazing. This dude is like, do you know why the school like starts? Schools start in April? He's like Sharingan. Now he's talking about Naruto and Kakashi sensei. That's some amazing energy he's got. I really like him. That's just really amazing. He's like literally that one person who just goes like Sharingan, Rasengan. He's training. He's like that one anime character who's still like who's training like to beat that villain. I don't know who he's like trying to fight eventually. Maybe he's like that one person who's trying to save the world by like practicing all the anime techniques. But instead, he's typing it out. Instead of like actually screaming the technique name and doing this and that, he's typing it on a keyboard. I don't know if it's gonna actually work out for him or not, but I hope it's gonna work out for him. Cause the world's destiny is just all up to him. He's going to change the world, or like even save the world with like Sharingan, Rasengan, whatever. But anyways, let me get back to the thing. And I think I just got a donation from somebody too. Thank you, StixX. My wife says about my pee-pee. It's not the big around, but it's short. Thank you so much for telling me that too, by the way. I really appreciate it. I have to give you a heart for exposing yourself on my channel, saying like your PP is small. I really appreciate it, and I really like your confidence about talking about your PP size here, because you know, a lot of people try to avoid talking about your PP size because like people just don't want to be humiliated. I publicly talk about my PP size as well because I know I'm cringe and everybody knows like how cringy I am and everybody's kind of used to it. In your case, yeah, you just gave me a donation, which I still like have to say is I'm really thankful for. And you just said your PP is short. Amazing. That's just awesome. Thank you so much for that, by the way. And thank you, Scott Drewlofts. This is a weird question, but do you see many birds in Japan? Yes. Are there any common birds besides pigeons? Tsubame and suzume. Love from an Australian weeb and a bird lover. Thank you so much for the donation. You see tsubame and suzume, both, like those birds. I don't even know like how to say them like in English. If you can Google them, then that would be great. It's tsubame or suzume, those two birds. Crows, you see them everywhere as well, but tsubame and swallow, yes, swallow. You actually got it right. Crows are karasu. Sparrow, yeah, sparrow and you actually got it right. Sparrow, yeah, sparrow. You actually got it right. Thank you so much for like even talking about it. So you got it right. So you see those a lot in Japan, and they just go like pew 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 pew. And I don't really know a lot about birds, but yeah, that's like what we see a lot in Japan here. And anyways, let's get back to the video here. So the main reason why schools like usually start in April is here. I actually did some research about this because I was curious about it because I didn't know. Japan was one of the only countries where the schools start in April. I did some research about it, and I could be wrong about this, or like maybe the resource I got it from is probably just like some weird, fictional stuff that people shouldn't even like fall for. But here, they are according to the resource, according to some like a source I got the info from. They start the schools in April because that's when cherry blossoms are everywhere. So cherry blossoms are like like seen as something really happy and like something really like motivational and something that symbolizes like happy stuff, like happy beginning. So they decided to like start schools in April, but that's what I heard. Yeah, I could be wrong about this, or maybe the source I got it from was like probably just weird. I don't really want you guys to think that's like 100% correct, but that's like one thing I read from like some internet like thing. I could be wrong about this again. I could be wrong about this. So just like just remember that as like just one stuff you heard from me. Please don't take it seriously, and please just like don't even talk about it everywhere else saying something like, oh, I learned it from Sora and it's 100% true. And I really don't want to be that one person who spreads like lies and like wrong info, which I've been doing already. So I'm really sorry for that, but like that's just what I heard. So
The months that school starts in countries across the world. Tell me if this list is actually true for your country though. All-you-can-eat buffets are called Viking in Japan.
You guys know about it, by the way. No, yeah, you guys don't know about it. I don't know if he's gonna talk about the origin of the term either. Yeah, Viking, yeah, that's like how we even spell it, which is freaking hilarious. Japanese people know about this. We don't even say like buffet or even all you can eat. Like nobody knows like what buffet or like all you can eat even means. Viking, yes, like that's how we say it. If you say buffet, nobody's gonna understand what you are saying. It's like people will think that you are speaking French or something. Wendy's fucking, yeah, something like that. So in Japan, you have to say Viking to mean an all-you-can-eat restaurant. And the origin of it, he might talk about it, so like let's just watch the video. But if he doesn't talk about it, I'm gonna actually expose why it's called Viking here.
Yes, this is true. The reason is, apparently, in 1957, the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo started the tradition of all-you-can-eats in Japan after its manager experienced a smorgasbord in Copenhagen and tried to replicate it. He called it the Imperial Viking. And the word Viking just kind of caught on, I guess.
The info I know is like a bit different from that, so I don't know like which is true, because I did some research about it. And
across Japan, all-you-can-eat is Viking.
So the info I got when I was like 7 or 8 was something like Japanese people like saw this like one movie where like Vikings were eating some like food like viciously. Like all the Vikings were just going like and that scene just made Japanese people go like, oh my gosh, we want to create something like that. And then they basically decided to provide like this one service like where people can just like take any food and like eat whatever they want, and the name for it was Viking because like they saw it in a movie or something. That's what I learned, but I don't know, my info is usually wrong. Maybe he's right, but that's what I learned. I don't know like which is correct, but it's usually safer to assume that he's correct, right? So
mixed bathing was the default back in the Edo period, 1603 to 1867. Nowadays, Japanese bathhouses are separated into male and female, but back then they were mixed. Tuna was considered a low-value fish back in Edo. Nowadays,
I know about it, so I'm gonna just skip this part, and it's like really not something like you have to remember, like learn or anything. That sounds like what you would tell a 7-year-old.
Popular in sushi. This Japan Times article claims there are 2 reasons for this. 1, a superstitious reason involving the old Japanese name.
Actually, do you guys know that tuna is like one of the most expensive like fish kinds in Japan? Like if you wanted to get something really expensive, like that's fish, you have to find a tuna. Tuna is like extremely expensive for like what it tastes like. It's weird, honestly. Yeah, really. Wait, you guys didn't know about that? It's not even salmon or anything. It's usually tuna. mercury levels in tuna. That too, yeah. What about salmon? Salmon isn't really that expensive here though. Like if you go for something really, really like, expensive, like wagyu of salmon and stuff, yeah, that could be expensive. But usually the most expensive fish is like tuna. Cause like this like otoro chutoro, it's just really difficult to talk about it here, and I'm not even like a fish expert, so like I'm gonna just skip this part, because like talking about this is like I feel like I'm talking about your favorite anime, My Hero Academia, and saying something like, you know what, the main hero's technique is ultra punch, and I don't know anything about it, so I really don't want to feel like I'm spreading like false info, and you guys are probably just going like, no, it's not ultra punch, it's almighty something, isn't it? Right? Isn't it? Smash. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that. So, what I'm trying to say here is like I really don't want to be that one person who talks about anime without knowing like about the anime. And yeah, tuna is kind of like that. I don't really know much about it, so I really don't feel like I should talk about it. All my Detroit Smash, yeah, you got it right. That's what that is. Thank you so much. So yeah, I don't know anything about tuna or like the anime or anything, so I'll just skip this part because I don't want to be that one person, right?
Tuna. And 2, before refrigeration, they didn't preserve fish with salt or ice or whatever, they just kept the fish alive. But tuna are really big, so they were hard to keep alive back then.
それは24時間365日美しさを取り
This answer was provided by a 24-year-old Japanese woman I know. She's from Tokyo. Japan's equivalent of dollar stores, 100 yen shops, are amazing. First, the quality of items you get is much higher than what we have in the West. And second, they're generally much cheaper and better about sticking.
Do you guys want to know like anything about like a dollar store in Japan? Is it that weird? If it's like that weird and like different from like how it is outside of Japan, I can probably do a stream and just like show you guys like a lot of like different products. Like I don't really think the staff there would even like mind it, as long as like I don't feel like people. Yeah, maybe I'll think about it, because I'm pretty sure like a lot of you guys are interested in that too. I have to make sure like they're fine with it, like first though, before anything. Isn't there Don Quixote? Don Quixote is not even a dollar store. They just have like a lot of wild stuff. You can even find a lot of like sex toys, and you can even find a lot of things to like torture yourself, like your pee and stuff. And they, of course, have like tengas and stuff. But a dollar store, they don't have anything weird. It's like completely family friendly. So, well, you didn't know like Don Quixote can be that weird? It's a place for like everything. So you can get a lot of like weird stuff. But you cannot get anything weird at a dollar store. What in the world did I just come back to? Oh, we are just talking about something weird. How many durable stuff they got? Their stuff is like pretty sturdy.
To their price that their name implies. You know, maybe there'll be some things above 100 yen, but there's a lot of 100 yen products. This one's from a 27-year-old guy friend of mine from Osaka. At food courts in Japan, when you go to the washroom or for a smoke or whatever, you can absolutely leave your personal items on the table to save your spot. Nobody will steal them. It's
I heard like this is never a thing like in the States actually, because like I was talking about this with a friend of mine in the States when I was in America, and yeah, he knows about a lot about Japan too, right? And so I mean, he basically made so sure that I don't leave anything like behind. Yeah, you guys are just saying like what, but like this is like one of the things like I thought everybody knows. It's kind of like talking about like who the main character is from Dragon Ball, and you guys like, yeah, it must be Goku, right? So I just like never even like mentioned it, like I'm not even treating it as like anything shocking. But try that in London. Yeah, I know. So like people like literally leave everything, like as if like people are not gonna freaking steal your stuff. It's like you're at school and whoever touches your thing is a perv. That's basically how the logic is here. And people just freaking trust other people in Japan, and this is something you see, especially at restaurants. It's weird, actually. I got used to it. Like, they leave a lot of stuff. They even, like, freaking leave, like... They don't leave their wallet, usually, but... They, yeah... Like, bags, some random books, their jacket, which is supposed to be somewhat expensive, that too, perv for stealing. But no, that's just like me trying to just make a new reference here. Like basically, people in Japan act like they are still like at school, right? And you know, like back in school, like if you try to touch like other people's belongings, like you basically become a perv, and everybody just makes fun of you, saying something like, "Oh my gosh, you touched that girl's bag, bro! You a perv? You like her or something?" And Japanese people still do that everywhere, even in the world of like adults, like or at restaurants. And again, it's kind of interesting and weird, isn't it? But yeah, this is like how it works. It's basically a chicken race of like, you know, trusting, and whoever like loses trust in people first loses citizenship in Japan. Like I feel like that's basically what everybody's doing, like freaking chicken race everywhere at restaurants. I don't know.
Basically guaranteed, Japan is a very safe country. I don't think anywhere else I've personally lived is like that. These answers are provided by another one of my 27-year-old Osakan friends. Possession of marijuana is illegal, but consumption is not.
I think I talked about this before too, and some Japanese people even didn't know about this. So, weed is illegal to carry it or like even own it in Japan, but it's legal to use it, and it's wild. I don't know. Like you guys are now like freaking thinking and just going like, then like how does it even work? Like you have to have it to use it, right? Yeah, but they had to make this law to allow people who need it for medical reasons, but they still like wanted to ban it for the people who just wanted to smoke it and listen to Snoop Dogg and go like, smoke weed every day. They just wanted to ban those people, and the best way they could come up with was this. They were like, yeah, they just ban carrying, like owning weed, and let's just like allow consuming it. Like that's the best way to ban Snoop Dogg, and yeah, it worked, and it's been like this. So let me tell you, like when I went to America, actually, I didn't buy, like I didn't like own weed myself. Like it was something like I got from a friend of mine, like in a state where weed is legal. I actually had edible for the first time ever. I tried it, and I still like don't know why it's like banned in Japan. Like people in Japan freaking treat weed as something like a really hard. Like people in Japan legitimately believe that if you smoke weed, you die, or like you just go crazy, and your brain just gets just destroyed. It's like that one freaking, you know, curse you get from like devils. It's like trying to just make a contract with like some devils so that you can get a death note. That's basically what Japanese people believe still. And I kind of thought it was like that too until like I was 19 years old, when I first learned about like what weed actually is, and I even like tried it in the States for the first time, and I'm like, I don't really know why this is banned, because it's not really that weird, honestly. But anyways, and Kebukai Kemono, thank you. Use these to smoke a blunt as fat as Tekamaki. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm not gonna really smoke weed or like try weed in Japan, because like it's kind of illegal to like have it, so I'm not gonna really try it because I don't really want to still like do things that's illegal. But it's legal to go outside of Japan. Like if you go to like some states like where weed is like legal, and if you smoke it there, like people are not gonna get arrested. Nobody has gotten arrested for it yet as Japanese. So yeah, I mean, outside of Japan, why not? But in Japan, no, I'm not gonna do it. And we, Paul S. Robar, thank you. Yay, Sora got high. I didn't really get high though, as far as I know. It was just kind of like, I got chill. Like, that's what that was. But thank you so much for the donation either way. It's overrated. I guess.
This is true. They've been trying to change it recently, but as of now, it's still the case that any other drug in Japan...
They've been trying to like actually legalize it in Japan recently.
And find it in your blood, they'll charge you with possession. But there's a specific exception for marijuana because of some sort of ceremonial hemp rope making usage. Japan has the longest history of all countries on Earth.
What?
I'm sure this will be controversial, and I have no idea myself. He could be wrong, but from some basic Googling, it does seem like Japan could be the oldest country on Earth, along with Egypt or China or something. To be honest, I thought it would be China. Graduation but
Is it true? But yeah, I mean, he even like said like this could be wrong. This could be just like a false info. So like we are not gonna just talk about it because like if we wanted to make sure like something about this, we have to go back in time. We have to get some like a time machine from like Doraemon or something. So it's impossible to actually confirm anything. Like we really cannot say anything about it. If you can say yes or no, that means you've been alive for like for whatever centuries, so it's impossible for you to actually make sure if it's true or not. But I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of like probably theories about this, so the only thing we can say here is like, yeah, maybe or maybe not, maybe yes. You can really not say like, yeah, 100% sure. And this guy's like freaking saying like, I was there, bro. Like, dude, this guy probably just got reincarnated so many times, or he's like freaking how many years old? Like, I don't know if I can do the calculation here, but he's old. God damn. And thank you 5150 Hold. Using weed is actually good for you and has health benefits. No one has died using it and there isn't any major negative side effects. Thank you so much for the donation. I kind of learned about weed as well, but like it has nothing to do with the stream here, so let's just not go there. But thank you so much for the donation either way. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Button. So Japanese men wear a blazer or maybe on Earth. I thought it would be China. Graduation button. So Japanese men wear a blazer or maybe a gakudan, which is this thing, to their graduation ceremony. But apparently after the ceremony, it's a tradition to give their second button to the girl that they like. This is apparently because the first button is for yourself.
It's not like you give the button to the girl you like. It's like usually girls go up to you and go like something like, hey, can I get your second button? And you just take it out. You just become like suddenly so tough and you get buff and you just go like, and you just like rip it off and you give it to her. It sounds really wild. Like it sounds something like you were trying to take out a tooth like from your mouth and you just go like and you give it to her. It's the same thing as that, honestly, for you guys probably, but in Japan it's a tradition. You didn't know. I've never done it. So like if you look at my school uniform, this is still like my second button. So like that's kind of how you figure out who's popular and who wasn't popular. That's basically how it is. Like you can figure out who was popular, but I don't really think it's a thing anymore. It was a thing like back in 1900, but I don't really think people do this anymore. And if you can't do it, the girl dumps you. I don't really think so.
Something like that. Or because it's the closest one to your heart.
I don't really think that's the reason, but
Japan drives on the left side of the road with the steering wheel on the right. You probably already knew that. I looked up the history though because I was interested, and the first time it was decreed was in the Meiji era in 1881 by the Tokyo Metropolitan Police, saying that when vehicles, including horses or jinriksha...
Thank you, Police Robot. Sora, can I have your second button? The thing about it is, thank you so much for the donation though. The thing about it is I don't really have a school uniform anymore. I threw it away. And I don't really think I can wear it anymore, so. But thank you so much for the donation. So yeah, the answer is I don't think I can, but thank you so much.
Yes, this is where the word rickshaw comes from, by the way. Jinriksha. Approach each other. They should move to the left. This is the original document where it appeared for the first time, apparently. Eventually, this was made countrywide in 1949. In the West, the left-right driving divide is apparently a British-French divide. So a lot of people think that Japan driving on the left is from the British influence, but apparently it's not. You can buy alcohol anywhere, anytime, 24 hours of the day in major cities.
I wanted to talk about this because I made a video about this before, right? And I even like talked about it as if it was like the most shocking thing ever. I was like, you know guys, you can buy alcohol anywhere and you can drink it outside like at night and people are not gonna even arrest you. I basically treat it as if that was the most shocking thing ever. I freaking got so hyped up and I just was like so smiling when I was talking about it in the video, but a lot of you guys just went like, dude, that's only a thing in America. But is it really? Same in Korea, yeah. That's the way it is in most countries. Really? As in like what? Like banned or not banned? And thank you, Asta Joy. No, give me your second button. So again, like I don't really have a school uniform, so like I really cannot give it to you. But thank you so much for the donation either way. I really appreciate it. But I can try doing that, but I don't have a school uniform, so I can't. But thank you so much. we can't buy alcohol on Sunday in Sweden. So like there are a lot of like reasons, and like there are a lot of like places where you can't buy alcohol. But you know what though? In some occasion, you cannot buy alcohol in Japan either. Can you guys guess? And a net. Thank you. Do students wear the same uniform all week? They usually have like 3 different uniforms, and they wear one, they wash the first one, they wear 2, they wash the second one, they wear 3, they wash the third one. That's basically how the rotation is. But yeah, so let me tell you, this freaking rule is like really wild. You guys know where Shibuya is, right? Shibuya is like one of the only places where they've banned alcohol occasionally. It's just really funny to me. So like Shibuya, it's so crowded. It's just filled with people. Like it's even more crowded than like, you know, weebs like anime conventions. And if you've ever been to a convention filled with anime fans, it's wild. Like everybody you go, people are everywhere. So it's kind of like what Shibuya is like, but it's a freaking open place, right? So there was this one time before, I think it was like last year actually, or even like 2 years ago, on Halloween, Shibuya gets insanely crowded because like people in Japan think that Shibuya is a place for like Halloween parties. It's just really wild. Like, so let's say Americans go to like friends' house for like Halloween parties, but in Japan we freaking go to Shibuya for Halloween parties because like we don't really have like huge houses. It's wild, like actually. So they wanted to stop like Halloween parties in Shibuya, and the government came up with like this one brilliant idea. They were like all giggling, and they were just all like wiggling their like, you know, mustache and stuff, and they were like, oh my gosh, we just came up with the way to like ban parties in Halloween. You know what? We ban alcohol, bro. So they just decided to ban alcoholic drinks from like convenience stores and whatever. You know what happened? They brought their own alcohol and drank it in Shibuya, and there were still like parties going on. It was wild. Like it didn't work, and it was still like there were so many like drunk people freaking just passing out on the ground, and like there were just like so many people going to love hotels and like hooking up some like random girls. It was wild because I was there last year, like, you know, streaming. And you know what they came up with this year? They straight up decided to announce it publicly, saying something like, you cannot party in Shibuya. Shibuya is not a place for parties. Don't do that. But you know what's gonna happen? People are gonna still show up in Shibuya either way. I might go there again, but I really do want to still like, you know, break all the rules and like manners and show up there streaming. So let's see. And thank you, 5150 hold. If you don't give a girl a second button, does that mean you're a loser who can get no girls? Thank you so much for the donation. It doesn't really mean that either though, because again, it just means like you are not popular with girls, but 98% of the guys here are not really popular, and the most unpopular one is just me. Like that's just basically how it works. But either way. Anyways.
Cities at least. And you can drink outside. Yes, this probably only shocks us North Americans and maybe Australians though. These are from one of my online friends. Tsugaru-ben is a dialect from northern Japan. It's famous for being so difficult to understand to the average Japanese speaker that it's funny. I checked out some Tsugaru-ben while researching for this video, and I couldn't understand.
You know how Japanese sounds like so anime to you guys, like to a lot of like Weeblet viewers out there, or any language learners out there. A lot of you guys are probably just like watching this stream because you like cringy stuff, or you just are there to just, you know, kill your time like while studying, or you are here to learn Japanese. That's what I heard. Or you are learning English as well. That's what I heard from some people. But like if you're learning Japanese or English on my channel, I feel like you are doing it wrong, because like the only phrases you learn is like how to take a poop and how to take a piss and like vaj and pee pee. So I don't really know if you're doing it right. But let me tell you, so Japanese to a lot of you guys sound like either "Ha konnichiwa desu" samurais or Rasengan anime, right? That's what it sounds like. And Tsugaru-ben to a lot of Japanese people sounds like basically another language from like a movie, like a samurai movie. So I know what it feels like to listen to Japanese and go like, oh my gosh, is that the language of anime? because that's exactly what we kind of think when we listen to this one dialect called Tsugaruben. We never seriously understand anything.
Any of it.
완츠카 하에그 산사이노 타라누메노 슈가쿠시테라kyasa 초라또 니가이노가 만다 템프라to 아운데바로.
Honestly, if
Yeah, that sounded like Korean or something. Like that just sounded something entirely different because like I really didn't understand anything.
you told me this was Korean, I'd probably believe you. Japan
He
is
said the same thing though.
the only country that eats shirako and basashi.
Oh, by the way, you guys know what shirako is? Oh, hell yeah! That's like, do you guys want to try it? It's really tasty, right? It looks really tasty. How many of you out there want to try this out, shirako? It's amazing, bruh. It's some amazing noodles, bruh. Yeah, it's some amazing noodles. You want to try it? It's like udon noodles with some like white sauce, you know, kind of like spaghetti. And there's like some amazing stuff going on. Wow, no 66%. No, it's like just noodles and like some amazing white sauce and like, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, all the people who just voted yes, I mean, you will survive in Japan. And all the people voted no, you will still survive in Japan, but you are gonna miss out because shirako is in reality what it is like fish nuts, yeah. Or like fish sperm or whatever it is. I actually don't know what it really is, but it has something to do with like fish and sperm. I just remember that. Maybe balls, I don't really know. But so that's what that is. So if you guys are interested in like eating that, why not? Why don't you try it? I've never tried it myself because like the concept of that itself just makes me want to go watch Naruto or something instead. So I've never tried it myself. But if you guys want to try out something like entirely new, fish have nuts. No, that's not what I mean. But like fish sperm, like fish and sperm, and where the sperm is like, you know, is. You know what I'm talking about. I don't even know like what the name is like for that is even. But yeah, if you guys are interested in like trying out anything like that, just come to Japan, try it, and you can even talk shit about it, kind of like how you talk shit about Boruto and say like that anime is cringe. Anyways, I don't know what you were on about. So like this is fish, and it's not really their sperm, but like it's where their sperm is like saved in their body. Like I don't even know like what the name for that one specific place is for fish. It's not testicles. It's not testicles. Or is it? Intestine? I don't think so. I forgot like what the name for that is, honestly. I don't really think it's testicles, but yeah.
Shirako is something called milt, which I recommend you look up because describing it is kind of gross.
I just described it, so like I'm really sorry for like ruining all the dreams out there, everybody, because like what I just did right here is like talking about Santa Claus, and I just freaking talked about how Santa Claus delivers like all the presents to you guys, because you know what though, everybody, in order for Santa Claus to deliver like all the presents to the kids everywhere in the world by himself, he will apparently have to break into like this 4-dimensional world, and at the same time he will have to freaking cause this insane power wave, and the world is apparently going to end because he's delivering like all the presents by himself. Like he has to be so fast to the point where he's going to like cause some like insane power, and then the earth is going to explode. Like that's basically what that is. But that's something like you shouldn't really explain to kids, because like kids still like want to believe that Santa Claus is real. Like you really shouldn't even talk about that. But I just talked about it, and I just like, you know, made some kids face reality, and they are just probably like having a fart, like brain fart, and they are like, my gosh, Santa Claus is real, bro. See? Like him. Yeah. So like, yeah, I mean, if Santa Claus is real, that's amazing. I mean, I'm not gonna really say anything. I just talked about what I know from my experience. So if you just wanted to talk about like what's real and what's not real, you can try doing that. But I'm gonna just say, you know, yeah, that. So.
Sashi is raw horse meat. It's often served like this. These answers were provided by a 24-year-old Osakan girl that I know.
You guys know about the raw horse meat, by the way? Because I tried it like on stream, and A lot of you guys weren't there, right? When I streamed like myself like eating raw horse meat. Do you guys know about this? If you guys are curious about this, don't try it. You liked it, I didn't like it. I almost like threw up and I had to actually give up. I paid $20 to get like horse meat sushi because it just looked kind of interesting and it was really different. And so there's like this one horse meat sushi place in Akihabara in Tokyo. I went there by myself. I was like, oh my gosh, this sushi thing is gonna be really tasty. I tried it and I regretted all the decisions I made on that day. It really felt like I just went to a movie theater and like watched somebody freaking, talk about how Naruto is the best anime ever, like for like 30 minutes instead of like actually watching a movie. Like that's kind of like how shocking that was for me to eat like sushi with horse meat on them. So I wouldn't really recommend that to like you guys out there. It's not really worth it. But if you still want to try it, why not really? Why do you keep talking about burrito? I don't really think I have been talking about like burrito or burrito. What about cooked? I don't know. I really don't know like if... Wow, dude. Actually, come to think about it, asking me this question itself is like really American. Like, wait, can I get sushi but cooked, please? Yeah, so... horse meat sushi, like if it's sushi then it has to be raw, right? I get what you mean though, like if it's cooked you can eat it, right? But if you ask that question in Japan, I know you are not probably American, but that's like the most American thing ever to say something like, wait, can I get this sushi but cooked? Like, can I? You can try it. I mean, you can be like that one amazing person in Japan who kind of everybody loves by just like being you, I guess. I ate the roasted one, by the way. I'm kind of curious, like, if it tastes great, if it's roasted. But let me tell you, don't try it. Like, I almost threw up. It was not something I liked. Maybe there are some people who might like it. So I shouldn't probably say, like, it's the worst food ever or anything. But for me, it was one of the worst, is what I can say. If I am allowed to say anything. But yeah, so this person's like, I've eaten it before, it was really tasty. So some people like it too. I didn't like it myself, but it was raw in my case.
These answers were provided by a 24-year-old Osakan girl that I know. This nameplate that is commonly worn by young children is known by almost everyone as tofu on fire in Japanese. Because, well, that's what it looks like. You can get shirts and stuff with tofu.
No? No? Okay, alright, so like this is like where either I get exposed to, like maybe it's not how it is in Japan. I don't really know. Like some Japanese people like freaking laughing out there. I don't really know what that means. They are either like, oh my gosh, this Sora guy doesn't know what that is, huh? Or like, wow, yeah, his reaction is like something I can relate to. I don't know what they mean by like lol. Or like laughing out loud out there, but I don't really think that's what it means in Japan. Or maybe I'm American. I'm really sorry, everybody. I'm American. I just got exposed for like not knowing what this is. But I don't know.
In Japanese. Because, well, that's what it looks like. You can get shirts and stuff with tofu on fire on it. I'm actually kind of considering buying one myself. Not all of Japan, but specifically in Kansai, if you point your finger at someone and say bang, they will generally react accordingly.
Do you guys know why they do it in Kansai, the west side of Japan? There's like freaking there's like some hilarious reasons they got for them to like do this. Actually, happens in America. No, if you do it in America, you get arrested, you get reported. Like it's not a joke. It's not a joke in America. If you just like do this and go like ban, then everybody will come up to you and go like, "What you just do to me, bro? I'm gonna fill you up, bro." They will just use this one word, bro, so many times in like one sentence, and you'll just get speechless, and you might eventually just get punched in the face, and the next day you might wake up like at a hospital. Like that's basically what happens in the States. In Japan, especially in this place called Kansai, the west side of Japan. Alright, so I want you guys to guess why they do this. Why they act like they actually, shot and they just go like, ah! I want you guys to guess. To tell me, everybody. people do that all the time here in the US. Unfortunately, they use a real gun, yes. No idea. From a comedy, they have found people? Close. So, you might have to like understand this one culture like in Japan that exists called nori. So here, I want to test you guys like your knowledge about Japan, by the way. So here, nori. Do you guys know what nori is? And all the Japanese people out there, you guys probably know what this is, but you cannot explain what this is in English because I cannot even explain what this is. So yeah, see, like a lot of you guys out there are like seaweed because yeah, that's basically what it means. Nori usually means seaweed, but no, there's another meaning to it. It's not seaweed. It's not anything tasty. It means you're going alone. You're going aloneness. Yeah, basically. What it means is like doing what you're supposed to do to be funny. Like that's what it means. Nori. So like if you have like a good nori, what it means, like if somebody says something like, oh dude, you've got some good nori going on, that means like, oh my gosh, like you know how to be funny, bro, like you got some great energy going on. Like that's what it means. Like not really a sense of humor. It's just some like wild like concept we have in Japan. It's like it's not humor. It's just like so let's say something like, all right, so here, hey dude, everybody, do Rasengan here! Guys, do Rasengan! Chat, Rasengan! Yeah, dude, you got some amazing nori going on. Dude, bro, that's so good nori, yo. That's nori. That's not humor. Like, you were supposed to do that to be funny. And if you say like, no, I'm not gonna do Rasengan, that means you got bad nori. Like, nori warui. That's what it means. So nori is basically, it's not peer pressure, it's not even pressure, it's like something all about just being funny for the sake of like making everybody laugh because they want you to be funny. It's like some weird like, you know, concept we have in Japan. Requirement to be funny. Yeah, so that. So I want you guys to first understand this culture. It's like, you have to do that because like they want you to be funny and you just like do it and it, you know, it's like you have good nori, happy vibe, yeah, something like that, but not really. What's the joy? Thank you. I think it's close to rolling with the punches, playing along. Kinda, yes. So, anyways, in Osaka, in Kansai area, the west side of Japan, it's all about being hilarious. Like, I'm not from there, but this is like what everybody says about, you know, the people there. It's kind of like saying Texans are all about being cowboys, going like, hiya, or even saying like, it's high noon somewhere in the world, or saying something like, you know, Australians are just all about kangaroos, huh, or something. And in Kansai, they all are really about being hilarious and having good nori. It's not even stereotype about Kansai people. Like, this is just a truth. They really just focus on being hilarious, and they are just like all about making great jokes, and they spit out like amazing jokes once every 10 seconds. While in Tokyo, like in my area, people never do that. Like, sarcasm doesn't even exist here, but in Kansai it's a thing like that exists, so like people know what that even is. So that's kind of why they do it here in Kansai. Yeah, that too. That too. That too. That too. Yeah, that too.
Also, random fact, I bought this pack of Osaka related stickers on a chat app, and it even has a joke about this.
So light-hearted humor, less serious. Yeah, but the thing about it is like, again, noriwarui kuki o minai. Yeah, similar, very similar. So if you do that in the States, you know what happens? You'll freaking get scolded. Like, for Americans, this is like a serious issue, right? So like, for Americans, it's like something really wild and shocking. It's kind of like seeing, you know, a VTuber dating a guy And like it's just really shocking for like VTuber fans, and you know they just go like, oh my gosh, it's that shocking for Americans to see like these clips going like ban, and they just go like, it's that shocking, right? But for me, or like for those people who are from Kansai, this is like nothing weird because they just grew up doing this, right? So what if Somari shout his ultimates in Kansai? I mean, he did that, and that's kind of why he got punched in his face. Can we Rasengan in Kansai? You know what though, if you Rasengan in Kansai, they might even counter you with like Chidori. It might really happen.
Also, random fact, I bought this pack of Osaka related stickers on a chat app, and it even has a joke about this. If a train is even 1 minute late, there will be an announcement apologizing and explaining why. Also, if the train is 5 minutes late or more, you'll get a little piece of paper you can have as proof that the train was late. I've personally used this paper before a few times.
That's true.
When foreigners think of Japan, it's sometimes the case that they are thinking of just Tokyo. The example of trains being packed past 100% capacity is generally just a Tokyo thing. He says that in Hamamatsu, where he's from, trains are generally empty. This is true. I remember flying back from Tokyo.
I kind of want to doubt it though, because like trains are usually packed like in my area as well, in Chiba. And police robot, thank you. Depending on where and how it's done, the finger gun thing could even get you arrested for threatening violence. Wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you so much for letting me know about it. I actually didn't know that. I have to be careful about it. But I know doing that and this and whatever can actually cause some like whole like drama in the States. I heard people take it really seriously in the States is what I heard, so I'm not gonna really do it. But you know how people do it so casually here in Japan? Again, screaming technique names is not really a crime and a felony here. So I'm telling you, weebs out there, if you're watching this, come to Japan, do Rasengan, you'll be accepted. You will be welcomed to join like this Hokage clan. You can be a real life Naruto. Try it, everybody. Your dream is waiting for you in Japan.
To Osaka, which is still the second largest city in Japan, and being so relaxed to be at home with lots of space on the trains. In Osaka, I used to sometimes, albeit rarely, see people even
What the That's New York. Yeah, that's New York, right? That's New York. That's how it is in New York, right? Because that's English, right? That's not Japan, right? I finally learned what omanko is with you. Thanks, Sora. No worries. I have to teach everybody what vagina is, so. It sure is New York. Yeah, there's like no Japanese.
lying down on the trains. Probably just an Osaka thing though.
But this is New York.
The person who said this, by the way, is Yudai Sensei, who runs an amazing channel about learning Japanese pitch accent. He has so many videos and is super underrated. If you want to learn how to sound better when you speak Japanese, definitely check out his channel. A couple weeks ago, my friend who works at a garbage dump recovered this intact Kumamon keyboard that someone threw away. It's so cute. It sounds like it's mechanical, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel that good to type on. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this and would like me to spam my Japanese friends with more questions, let me know.
This channel is really amazing. If you guys don't know anything about this channel, Japanalysis, yeah, this channel is something I'm really sorry for that. This channel is something I found recently, and I kind of watched some of it already, like this one and this one. They got some amazing stuff. This one is really, really educational, and it's a lot better than my channel. You know this channel? This channel is something I really recommend to everybody. I didn't know about this. Everybody has been talking about this channel everywhere on my channel as well, and I recommend it to so many people. It's not really about anime or anything. It's just about Japan, but it's just so well done, and I really cannot do what he is doing on his channel. So, anyways. Alright, so I'll just read some comments? So let me just do this, because, it's 1:41. I have to have a life. I have to go to bed soon too. So let me just read the comments and just talk to you guys a little bit too. And thank you, TZF. I was walking around Asakusa with a Dragon Ball t-shirt and some Japanese people got close and said Kamehameha. You know what? Did it really happen? If it really happened, I want to do the same thing as well. I have a Vegeta t-shirt too. I got a shirt that has a Vegeta's face on it just to be a weeb on my channel. I basically wasted my money to be a weeb. And so I don't know if it's really a thing that actually happens in Asakusa or not. But yeah, I really want to do it myself, like if it's really a thing. I really want Japanese people to come up to me and just go like, Big Bang Flash! But I don't really know if Japanese people will be brave enough to perform that OP technique in front of me. I don't know, let's see. Maybe only with foreigners. I just have to be a foreigner because I can be American partially if I just go like, you know what, dude, bro! なんかなんだっけそれ言ってたねさっき誰かがなんだっけフィデマスターみたいな人なんだっけなんか誰か言ってたなさっき No voice Sora's not popular is among girls. I'm not popular with girls. So let me actually talk about it seriously because like so here if you are a YouTuber that seems to be popular with people or girls and whatever, that's a different story because like if you're a YouTuber, you can be popular, sort of like be popular with like a lot of people. But in reality, I am not really. I've never been popular with any people or girls. If the thing about it is like here, if you get on YouTube and if you do content for people, then you'll definitely still be popular with some people and some people will like you. That's how it is like to be a YouTuber. I'm not popular. It's kind of like, let me explain how it is. So you know how it feels like there's no simps for Goku? You know what I'm talking about here. Because Goku's like, from Dragon Ball, he's just all about fighting. But would you be surprised if I tell you that there are some people who actually have a crush on Goku? That's basically how it is. So Goku is just that one alien who's just all about fighting. He just wants to find stronger people so he can like fight them like 1v1 and destroy them. But yeah, some people still like have a crush on Goku. So that kind of explains like how it is for me as well. I'm not popular with girls, 100%. I'm not being humble. I've never been popular with girls in my entire life. But if you're a YouTuber, the Goku theory kind of happens. So I'm like Goku, right? And nobody really sees me that way. Everybody kind of thinks I'm gross. But yeah, just because I'm on YouTube and just like doing Kamehameha Rasengan, I can get some attention from like some people. But yeah, again, I'm not popular, is what I'm saying. And thank you, Asta Joy. Is it true that being this cringe can be annoying, off-putting to Japanese people? I don't really know. Like, are you talking about like in public? I mean, I don't really know. You have to like actually get the data, like on the not even like on the internet. But I don't really know. But thank you so much for the donation. But one thing I can tell you here. Alright, so this is my life lesson for like a lot of young weebs out there, because I know like there are a lot of young people watching this too. If you start caring about how other people see you, like if you ever wonder what you do, like what they think of you, you're not gonna proceed. You're not gonna get better as a person. What you have to care about is how you are improving as a person, how you are learning Shin Rasengan, or how you are learning how to do like Super Saiyan 2 without caring about what other people think of you. That's what Goku did, right? Goku wanted to just beat, you know, some strong like opponents, and he just wanted to not be selfish. Being selfish is like a different thing. It's more about focusing on your own power instead of like thinking about how other people see you. So try to be Goku, okay? So try to be Naruto. That's what I'm saying here. Selfishness is good. I don't think so. I kind of doubt it's good at all, but Derek Davis, thank you. What's the toughest, most useless kanji you can write? Utsu, depression. But thank you so much for the donation. So here, I mean, Goku was cringe. If you don't think Goku was cringe, hear me out. Goku is that one person who doesn't have a job. First of all, he doesn't have a job, and what he does is fighting some like random people for fun. That's cringe. You know what I'm talking about. But you know what he's become? Just because he wants to fight people and wreck others without having a job, he became like one of the strongest, like, you know, creatures out there. Because he just is so focused on being strong. You know what I'm talking about? You know, probably like in his world, probably people just told him to get a job and like told him to just like learn how to use a computer, whatever like that. He didn't listen. He just only did Kamehameha, and now look at him. He's freaking the protagonist of like Dragon Ball, and he's wrecking everybody. That's basically how, you know, the story is. So what I'm saying here is, again, if like you shouldn't really care about like whether you are cringe or not cringe. You should worry about whether you are being problematic or not. That part is important because you are causing trouble. But you really shouldn't care about who hates you, who doesn't hate you, who loves you, who doesn't love you. What you really have to care about is whether you are being problematic or not, and are you getting better as a person or not. That's what you have to care about, because that's what Goku cares about. That's what Naruto does. That's what your favorite character from One Piece does, everybody. You know, you grew up with anime, so you now have to utilize your anime knowledge here. So why don't we scream Rasengan? And see, this person now there. So this is like what I was kind of talking about. Like, you know how some people are saying like Kamehameha, Rasengan, no, and this guy is like out there typing vagina in Japanese. I don't know what was like, you know, his thinking process was like, but he just simply just went like, you know what, I'm gonna type vagina. So he just started typing like vagina on his keyboard, and he just smiled only a little bit. He's like, and he just, you know, pressed enter, and that's the outcome he got, and now everybody's laughing, so it's kind of working too. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, is it problematic? No. Is it cringe? Yes. But now he's like making everybody laugh. You know what I'm talking about here? He doesn't care what people think about him. He just freaking did what he wanted to do, and now everybody's laughing, and now everybody's feeling happier just because he said vagina. That's the outcome he got, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. He cares about what he wants to do, but he still like didn't do anything problematic. He didn't really say like any slurs or anything. He didn't start talking about how he hates anything. He literally just typed vagina, and now everybody's like, lol, that's wild. You know what I'm talking about here? And that's why you have to really focus on how to get better without being problematic. Being problematic is like another thing. What I'm saying here is like, don't be Johnny Samori, because that guy just took it to like, that guy took it really extremely, and he just started screaming like his ultimate technique, which is Hiroshima Nagasaki, and he offended everybody, and he even like started freaking playing some like random porn following Japanese high school girls. And it was just problematic everywhere. But look at this guy. He just said vagina in Japanese so silently and peacefully. He's like, vagina, let's go. And now everybody's like, what the fuck? So that's what I mean. But he's not really being problematic. He's not even spamming or anything. He still hasn't said anything yet. Look at him. He just acts like he doesn't even deserve the recognition he gets. He just acting like it's nothing. That's cool. That's some like Levi Senpai level stuff he's like freaking pulling off here. That's cool, isn't it? I really want to, you know, be like him. I want to just like suddenly type vagina so I'll get banned from like some channels. Like especially on like VTuber channels. But you know what I'm talking about here? Hi, I'm Jessica Manko becomes awkward. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna leave in 10 minutes. I have to go to bed at 2 a.m. Do you smoke? I don't really. What animal would you want to be in another lifetime? I really want to be a dog so that I can just sleep and I can be pet and I can still get some food without like doing anything. I don't know really. I have to think about it. That was Sora's alt account. Yeah, that's like what I was doing. I was like talking and I was like freaking typing like vagina silently without like getting caught by you guys. Like I got like 4 hands, right? I got some like hands growing out from like my back, and like, you know, I'm typing like vagina silently on my channel just to be weird. I know, like I do like stuff like that, and I know like I'm likely to do stuff like that on my channel either way, but yeah, you are not wrong is like what I'm trying to say here. Do you stream tomorrow? I've been streaming every day recently. I don't know. I just feel like I have to recently. Do you ever party with friends? Ever party with friends? Partying is never a thing in Japan, so I don't. Really? Interesting. You haven't streamed? I think I did. I think I streamed in the afternoon. Next in real life stream, I don't know, I'm thinking about going to Shibuya or like Kinshicho, like where people get drunk and die. I don't really play games that much anymore. I kind of decided to stay away from that stream addiction. It's not really like I'm addicted to it, honestly. Like I can stay away from it because I was kind of thinking, like I even thought about taking a break from like streaming today, really. Kabukicho. I'll think about it, yeah. I used to do Kung Fu before, by the way. I made a video about it too, but made a short about it. I haven't done it like for freaking 3 years though. I really don't think I will go back. Like, so let me tell you something. I used to do VR stuff like in 2020, and I kind of just like stopped doing it because I thought it was really cringe and like I was not really doing anything new. I can go back to the VR stuff and I can just like do the same thing again, but isn't that basically the same thing as like doing cringe stuff like back in the 2nd grade, and it was like funny when you were 7 because you were a kid, and now you think about it again as a 31-year-old man and you just go like, huh, I think that was really funny when I was 7. So you just like start doing it again and you just like, you know, end up doing like Rasengan because it was funny when you were 7 years old. I don't know, I really do want to go back to the cycle of like being childish and like stupid again. I mean, that's just like what my channel is all about, but you know what I mean here. It's still cringe, I know. Yeah, I don't really think it's worth it anymore, honestly. I would still like play it if I want to talk to people, but I wouldn't play it for my channel. True, that's exactly why I'm doing my channel, but what I'm saying here is like, again, that's basically the same thing as that. Like, going back to the 7-year, like... Oh, thank you so much for the donation, by the way. I tried not to scream and it worked. Thank you so much for the donation. Almas, thank you so much, by the way, I really appreciate it. We should become like Goku, become the strongest in the universe. Thank you so much for that. And what you are saying right here, it's so true. Like, I really like your mindset. Everybody, listen to this guy. He's freaking spitting out some facts, and you guys have to listen to him. He's like, we should become like Goku, become the strongest in the universe. It might sound cringe, but look at his freaking comment and look at his freaking profile. And saying that itself is probably cringe, right? If you say that, everybody will just tell you how cringe you are. Like, imagine yourself going up to your friends and saying something like, you know what, dude, we should become like Goku and become the strongest in the universe. Everybody will look at you thinking that like there's something going wrong with you. It's like, you know, it's like freaking you watch a Naruto episode and Naruto starts talking about how to watch porn and you just go like, what the fuck? It's that shocking. Yes, to actually talk about this. But look at his confidence, and this is like so motivational. And if you can actually become the strongest in the universe, that's amazing. You should be. So yeah, I thank you so much for the donation either way. And it might be cringe to even be the strongest like Goku in the universe, but going for it itself has a meaning. Like, that's basically how life works. So weebs out there, if you guys ever think that you cannot be Goku, why don't you try it? Maybe you can, you know, achieve something else like Vegeta did. He tried to be stronger than Goku, but you know what happened? He learned like freaking a lot of like new skills and new different things, trying to surpass Goku's level. So, Death Dog, thank you. have my life savings. Thank you so much for the donation. Please don't say that with the picture of a dog and like with the name. And please just don't look at me like that and say have my life savings. I feel like I freaking just threatened a dog and told the dog to give me money. That's basically what I feel like now too, which is kind of still, I don't know. I really don't know if I should be happy about this one, but thank you so much either way. Thank you so much for the donation. But this will definitely show up in my dream like tonight when I sleep and like when I freaking just, sleep in my bed. I will have a dream with your face in it, with your name, and saying, have my life savings, with like a freaking serious face of yours. And I will probably freaking just not forget what you even sound like for some reason, because I just created this like imaginary sound of yours in my head. I will probably just keep like hearing have my life savings with this picture. But I'll try to remember your face, and thank you so much for the donation either way. Anyways. And I will leave in 3 minutes. Scumtuber arc, yes. I'm like that one person who freaking tells like all the kids out there to give me money. Or like, all the dogs out there to give me money. I do YouTube for money. Like literally everything out there is like, about money on my channel. Like it's like, sponsorship this, another merch this, another, pay me for whatever stuff this, huh. Yeah, you know what, Sora Dachiro might be like actually doing in another universe. Just watch like Soraverse, Spider-Man Soraverse, like in another universe. Sora is like that one person who's just like doing like OnlyFans and like freaking even streaming on Twitch with like his cleavage out and like writing his like writing like names of like his viewers and stuff on his body, saying something like, oh, if you give me $10, your name will be on my nipple. He might be doing it. Thank you so much for the donation, Police Rollbar. I actually learned how not to scream anymore. So thank you so much for that either way. My mom is going to be so mad when she gets her credit card bill. Thank you so much for the donation. That was actually kind of hilarious. But I know you were not a 12-year-old kid who actually did that. Well, thank you so much for the donation. And let me tell you something hilarious. There was like this one 13-year-old girl who did that to a VTuber in Japan. That actually became a news, and like I actually saw the news on TV too. It was really wild. This one girl just wanted to get this guy VTuber's attention, and you know what? This girl basically had a lot of like different thoughts, and she just went like, what is the best way to get attention? And she probably tried every method she could try. She probably even googled how to get attention, and she even probably like left some hate comments and whatever. Probably nothing worked, and she got to like this one definite answer. And you know what that was? Donations. You know how much she freaking donated to like a one VTuber a month? $1,000. So she just went hardcore, and she just like stole like her mom's credit card, and she actually donated like $1,000 to like her favorite guy VTuber within a month. So that's kind of really wild to me. So like that actually became a news, and I saw the news like on TV, and I just like kind of got speechless, and I was like, oh, this is like what the world is like now. But yeah. But either way, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. You've been giving me a lot of like donations and other stuff too. I really appreciate it. Like this is like legitimately how much money I need to like, pay for my food bills. I really appreciate it. And like I have to like say this so many times. I literally get almost like zero money from like ad revenue. I've been kind of revealing myself like everywhere. I get about like $20 a day from like ad revenue a month. So, and I'm not even BSing. That's literally the reality. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Guy VTuber? I forgot like who that was. I don't even remember. Anyways, so it's 2 a.m. here. So I have to go now. Thank you so much for watching the stream, everybody. I'm gonna stream outside tomorrow. I know you guys want me to do it. So Thank you so much for watching this cringy stream, and thank you so much for dropping by and talking about Naruto and even performing Rasengan on stream for me. That was really wild, and I don't even know why I pinned this comment that says vagina. I have to unpin it, or it will not be family friendly for all the people out there. I'm really sorry for making it like non-family friendly. I'm really sorry for that. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'm gonna upload this crazy stupid video like in 8 hours. Bye bye everyone.